Hey folks, Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike, the Travelin ham, and today we are in Arkansas. We're at a 10-point SOTA summit. I just drove up, the truck's right over there. You can see we got picnic tables. Over here past the fire tower, we got bathrooms. Man, this is my kind of SOTA summit. 10 points, let's go. Okay folks, here's the deal. I'm at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. This is gonna be a special one. We're way up this mountain. This is the operating station here. Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike, park to park.
The traveler has come.
He was a huge, beastly, bulging man. Plates were from Kansas.
Hey folks, Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike, the Travelin ham. Today it's a combination summits on the air and parks on the air. Let's talk about some of the differences between the two. Without going too far in depth, the basic differences are for a POTA activation, you need 10 contacts. For a SOTA activation, you only need 4, because generally I can tell you from experience, a summits on the air activation has a much higher time constraint on it compared to parks on the air. And when you start factoring in the amount of effort and time that can take to just getting in position and having to leave the position when the conditions are safe, your activating window can get squeezed really quick. For parks on the air, we simply need to have all of our equipment and ourselves inside the park boundary. My radio, my antenna, everything's got to be inside the park. I can't remote in from somewhere else. I can't be in a park and then use a remote station somewhere else and count it as a parks on the air activation. For a summit activation, we have to locate ourselves within 25 meters of the peak. There's some wordy definition about contour lines and such in the description of the Summits on the Air mission, but that's basically it. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to go do the combination POTA SOTA. We are in Queen Wilhelmina State Park in western Arkansas. We're going to go about 2 miles down the road outside of the park, but we will be again in the Ouachita National Forest, and that'll be our park, which was 4424, I believe. One other key difference, in a POTA activation, I could activate right here in my driver's seat. I could set the radio up in the dash. I can set it right here in my seat, and you'll see plenty of pictures and videos of people activating this way in parks on the air, and that's perfectly fine. Versus summits on the air, which requires you to make your final approach to your activation location on foot. You can't be attached to a vehicle at all. I've seen some people describe it that I could just simply set up a table off my back tailgate, and as long as nothing's on the vehicle and I'm on the table, you know, that's a legitimate summit activation. I suppose I'm at least going to move a little bit so that that final approach will be something, so I've got some space between the location and the vehicle. I think the other argument is perfectly legitimate. If you're on the summit, you're on the summit. You're not attached to the vehicle. I think that's within tolerances. We don't need to run these programs like we're HOA Karens, right? Okay, without further ado, let's fire it up and head to our summit. Like that, you've climbed a 10-point SOTA summit. That's right, 10 points. How many 10-point summits do you think there are where you can drive and park right there and the summit is right there? Not to mention, we've got picnic tables, and over here we've got a restroom. 10 points. I could be a mountain goat just by activating this summit. Of course, it would take 100 years, literally 100 years. Okay, so I've got a couple options here. I can operate close to the truck. Well, their stone wall needs a little help there. I could operate, I got a table there. I've got a covered structure up there just a little bit farther away. There's another table right there by the parking area. That would be good. The wind is out of this direction. So I think if I stay closer to those trees, I'll be less in the wind. And that will help for audio. So I think my best option is going to be to go operate over there on that table, just because the recording will be better. Pack. Some antenna guts, radials. I don't need the chair. Now making our final approach away from the vehicle to the activation location. Alright, so this will be my operating position of the awning. There's the parking there. I think I'm going to go down the hill here west with the antenna. I don't think that area will get any foot traffic. I go this direction and people will tend to be walking around, even though it's Monday and the park's not real busy. I got my 25-foot cord. I'm going to run it as far as I can out this way. We'll set up the antenna right there. Here's the setup today. Going to use the FT-891. Going to log on the 12-volt gateway. I've got the Bioenno 15 amp hour battery. Various other pieces of equipment. Those are the main ones. Got the Right in the Rain pad as well if I want to take any notes. I need some power. Not going to work. That Bioenno is great, but it doesn't work if it's not hooked up. Still got my script. I still kind of use that as a crutch. I'm getting better. I'm getting away from that. So I'm not going to shame myself too much for doing that. All right. Now, just need to find a spot here. Let's go up the dial a little bit. MST. Medium speed test. Okay, well that might make it a bit tougher. I see one guy doing Morse code at 21055, so I might just go right next to him at 54.5 for hunter's convenience. Okay, here's the deal. I'm still a beginner. Morse code. I'm not even going to tell anybody I'm on a summit because I don't want someone on here asking me my summit number and I tried to put that on. I do need to write it down so I have it. So I have it in the logbook here, but I'm just gonna my strategy is gonna be to totally ignore the SOTA. I'm not gonna mention anything about it. I'm just activating a park. Tighten these up here. Alright, just like that, I'm going to be off and running. And just like that, there's someone else there. I just see RBN pick me up. That's a good sign. And the SWR meter is not moving at all. At all. It's got me questioning myself here. I am transmitting. I'm seeing the red light. You're probably hearing it click. It's switching. Yeah, no SWR. It's either really good or really bad. California. Cool. Still at 15 words a minute. Probably stay here for a little while. I'm going to come into a slump here in the next 3-4 weeks, or I'm not going to get many activations. I might get one. So I'm not going to try ramping it up here. Once I get back into the groove again, after we've spent some time back home, do what we need to do, we start traveling again, start activating more regularly, I might try bumping that up to 16 words a minute and see how I do there. Alright, I'm giving that up. Let's see what the landscape is like on 20. Don't see anybody here on 58. Extend my 10 out to 20 meters. I will check spots on 20 meters. CW. Make sure there's no one spotted on 58 that I can't hear. Doesn't look like it. Okay, now I've got just really low SWR. Not zero, but really low. Not 1 to 1, I guess I should say. Holy crap. That was Mike sending that mess. KC, okay, okay. All right. I'm weak to him. Gotcha. Okay, V. That's all I was missing. Arizona. All right, here. How many did we get? 1, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I got 15, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think it'd be 21. 10 SOTA points. 10 SOTA points. Or a drive-up summit, sitting at a picnic table underneath an awning with a bathroom right over there. That's my kind of summit. Pretty good. I fell into a groove again. Sending question marks a lot less often. And for the first time, something I noticed today, I was really wanting to push my keyer. 15 seemed slow there for a little bit, and my brain was wanting to pick up. And I'm deciphering everything okay fast, and I'm getting some of the polite greetings and the salutations and some of that too, and getting some of that. So that's, and my brain's engaged and able to do other things, like my computer says this gentleman's in Massachusetts, but he said Florida. Let's double check. I wouldn't have done that before. I just would have gone on, and if the call was wrong, then it was wrong. You know, if I were gonna do another one soon, I would go ahead and bump that one up. I would go ahead and bump my keyer up to 16 right now, so I'm ready to go faster next time. But with it's gonna be a few weeks, I'll leave it at 15, and hopefully I'll pick right up where I left off, and I'll be ready on the second activation to go ahead and kick it up to 16 words a minute. It's a decent change. It doesn't sound like much. You think you go to 15 to 20. That's a huge difference. It's a lot faster. 15 to 16 is a good jump. Just take it 1 word a minute, and I'll work my way up, and that'll be fun. But it's really starting to get to be more enjoyable for me because it's less work. And I don't know, as I get to the point where I'm really picking up 100% of what they're sending to me, I think this is going to become a lot of fun. And I don't know, maybe it's not going to be a secondary mode anymore. It'll be a co-primary, and I'll kind of split between this and single sideband. It's possible. And I'll be excited to get back into it here, you know, when we get back on the road again. But this will be it for a little while for me. By the time I think I will have posted this video, I would have been back in Kansas for a few weeks, and probably back on the road again. And we've got another family event in Colorado we're going to, and then we're out adventuring again, and got some cool stuff coming up in the state of Wyoming. And I'm planning one in Idaho as well. Those are going to be fun. Those are going to be some very cool locations. I'm excited to share what's coming up, as long as things go to plan, which has not been the case in 2024. But we're going to head back home and reset, and maybe that'll change our look. Kilo Echo Zero, Victor India Mike, the Travelin' Ham from Washita National Forest and Rich Mountain in western Arkansas, 7-3. Hey folks, it's Mike the Travelin' Ham, and you can now support this channel by going to buymeacoffee.com, and you can buy the Travelin' Ham a gallon of diesel. I'll have a link down in the description.
Okay folks, here's the deal.
I'm at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. This is going to be a special one. We're way up this mountain.
This is the operating station here.
Kilo Echo Zero, Victor India Mike, park to park.
The traveler has come.
He was a huge, beastly, bulging man. Plates were from Kansas.